Good evening, everyone. Is my voice audible to everyone? Yes, no, just give you a quick confirmation. Yes, is it? Hello, hi, Dharmendra. Hi, Darshi. Hi, Adikesh. All right, so let's start the session. So, before starting the session, I would like to inform you that this session will be recorded and all right. I don't know. There is some network issues or something. Just give me a minute. Yeah. All right. Is it audible right now? Perfect. Yes. Let's start the session then. All right. So today what we are going to cover is today we'll be covering we'll be starting yesterday we have covered till let me share the screen. Just give me a minute. Let me share the screen. Just a minute. All right. So how many of you have completed the yesterday's assignment that I have given you guys? Yes. How many of you have already covered the assignment? Yes. Anyone? Yeah, I have shared the screen. Uh, yeah. All right. How many of you have already completed the assignment? Yeah. So those who are unable to remember the assignment, it was on the we have done everything on a embedded CSS, and your work was to transfer it to a external style set. Okay. So how many of you have already done it? Yes. Let me see if it, okay. I can see only one done. All right. Rest other. How many of you have tried? Like tried and in case you have failed you can also just let me know like here I tried but this is where I failed or I had doubt or anything such a thing like that. Yes, anyone who have tried, just if you have tried you can just know use you can just write down tried. Okay, got it. All right, so let's start with the session. Okay, tried, got it, very good. All right, so guys, the main thing is you need to practice enough or else it will be difficult for you to remember. So yesterday we are learning about the colors. Okay, we also learned about the different kind of way of implementation of CSS, how to add CSS, how to add the styling. We have learned about the history. We have learned about the versions of CSS. All right. We have learned about different advantages and disadvantages of implementation of different kind of different ways of implementation of CSS, right? So we have learned about CSS selectors, the type of selectors, simple selector, combinator selector, which is like this, and also I have told about the pseudo class and attribute selectors and all stuff. Okay, so this is what we have covered mostly in the previous class. All right, so in today's class what we'll be doing is I will be starting with few stuff. Okay, we'll be starting with few stuff. So let's do one more thing is I will do a file. Let's name it as index.html. Sorry, rename it. All right, and let's do one more folder as styles. And inside it let's create, is the text visible or do I need to zoom it a bit? Is it visible to everyone? Or let's zoom a bit. I guess now it's fine, right? Is it fine? Now is it visible to everyone? Yes, no, just let me know. All right, so let's start. So what we'll do is we will load the basic boilerplate. So shift 1 enter, then we have the boilerplate right now along with us. So let's start with today we'll start with something that is called as CSS units and sizes. Okay, so this also is very important chapter. All right. So let's rename it as also like this, unit and sizes. Okay, for now. And what is the one thing I want to link a external style sheet, that is the style.css. How to do that? Oops. How to do that? Anyone in the chat? Can anyone tell me how to do that? How to create a link between this HTML page and the CSS page? Yes, anyone in the chat? Guys, what those who are new, I want to have a quick confirmations. You guys need to be active in the while learning also, and also in the chat. Okay, so be active everywhere. And in case you are having doubt, just write D in the comment and along with the topic which you are facing issues, right? All right. All right. Very good, Utpal. Copy with code, link CSS. Very good. Great. Great. All right. So let's do this link CSS. Okay. So here the referencing, we need to fix this. Okay. This is sorry. This is not the right path. Styles and then style.css. All right. So now it's linked. Okay. And this is what we have completed, the very first and the basic step of our HTML. So let's start. Let me write the heading today of the things which we will be learning. That is the there are different like levels of unit, what you can say, or types of unit. Okay, which you might have heard about. So one, what you can say is absolute length units. Okay, and the one thing you might have heard about, relative length units. Yes. How many of you can anyone tell me what it is? And if you know what it is, can anyone give me example of some absolute length unit and example of certain relative length units? Yes. Can anyone give me the examples? Yes. Anyone in the chat? Yes. Quick enough. Any examples? All right. Let me see who can answer. Okay, so let me answer. So in absolute length units, there are different absolute length units which you have that you might have heard is let me let me give you one more example. So in the absolute length unit, you might be coming up with certain thing like sorry. All right. So here we have certain things like what you can say in this. You might have heard about the pixel, which is represented in pixel. Okay. And then you might have heard about points. Okay. You might have heard about the pickers. You might have heard about, see, instead of repeatedly writing it, how I easily created a multiple LIs is, what you can do is, there is a shortcut quick trick which you guys can implement in your projects. Okay, so this is one. Let's say I want to create certain copies of this under it. So what I can do is have your cursor right here. Okay, this is a shortcut which I am telling. Okay, always be active. Shift Alt, then down arrow. You can see it will create a copy of this. Again, it will create a copy of this. Okay, Shift Alt and the down arrow. Okay, this is what you need to use. Then one is there as quarter millimeter. Then what there is a millimeter. Sorry, there might be some typos, guys. So fix it. And then you have centimeter. Okay, so this you might have heard about. These are the absolute units, length units. So you might come across some of the questions a bit. Okay, Yeah, I am on LinkedIn. You can find me there also. Well, all right. PX are absolute. Yeah, PX, yes. REM relative. Okay, very good, very good. All right. So this 1 pixel, okay, these are the absolute unit. If someone asks you in any kind of interview or something like this, 1 pixel is 1 by 96th of 1 inch. All right, 1 pixel is 1 by 96th of 1 inch. This is how they are relative with the pixels. These are very absolute units. So 1 point is 1 by 72th of 1 inch. Okay, so this is how they vary. This is how they are normally. You the default font size of a browser, if you see, it comes around 16 pixels, right? Normally that becomes the default uh, browser size is 16 pixels. So font size in a browser, okay, that can be changed. You can manipulate and you can have it as per your requirements and needs. All right. So then let's move to the next unit, that is called as the relative length units. Okay. So this is all about the absolute. Let's move to the next topic, that is the relative. So most of you have already answered it. Very good. All right. So in the relative length units, what we can have is, let's add few examples. Okay. Let's add few examples. Here we have, okay, let me create a copy of this. Okay. So here in the relative, we have EM. We'll come in details of it. We have EX. Okay. We have CH. Okay. REM, character, REM, root EM. Okay. And we have LH. Don't worry about it. VM, sorry, VW you have, VH you have, then you have Vmin, minimum width, then Vmax. So what are this? Let's go in details, okay? So in the EM, okay, EM is the font size of the parent in case of this typographical properties. In case of typographical properties, EM is the font size of the parent, okay? Like the font size of the element itself, it is used, okay? So then we have EX, okay? That is the X height of the element font, okay? X height of the element font. That is how it is represented. The height of the element font which is used, that becomes the unit as EX. CH is, this is the advanced measure, that is what we call as a width of the zero that is used, okay, width of the zero of the elements font. So accordingly, the width that the zero have, accordingly that amount of width will be multiplied if you implement it. 4ch, 4 width of zeros. Okay, this is how it is measured. Then REM, the font size of the root element. Okay, I will give you example of this. Okay, I will give you the example of the prominent units so that you can see it in the real life, and you can experience it how the things goes. Okay, and then we have LH, that is the line height of the element. What should be the line height of each line of the element? VW is the viewport width. Okay, and that is 1% of the VW is a 1% of the viewport width, and VH is the viewport's height. Okay, height of the viewport. Okay, and Vmin is the minimum width of the viewport, and Vmax is the maximum width of the viewport, or you can say viewport in a larger dimension. All right, is it clear? Did you got it? Anyone? Any doubt? Any questions till this part? Yes, any questions, any doubt, any issues in this particular context? Guys, yes, I can see. Okay, if it is clear, what I want is, I want CL clear in the chat. Okay, and if you have doubt, just write doubt and the topic. Okay, Sachin got a questions like, sir, repeat EX. EX is the X height of the elements font. Okay, X height of the element font. I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you. VH is the VH is, which is visible for your eyes. Okay, yeah, viewport height. Okay, Is it clear? Okay, I'll show you example. Let me show you example so that it will be much more clearer to you guys. Okay, just give me a minute. Uh, just give me a minute. Here, I'll be showing you one more thing. Mm, okay, so many that is one more question which usually people get in the interviews. Okay, there is one more question that usually people get in the interviews. Let me check any comment is there or not. Okay, yes, there is one more question in which people get in the interviews, and that question is which is right here. Okay, which is right here is the you can see the EM and REM. So there are a lot of confusions around with this topic. Okay, the EM and REM. Can anyone tell me the differences? Are they similar or they different? Okay, take Tarun. Yeah, you can ask your question. No issues. And Sachin, if you still have doubt, you can let me know so that I can clear it again. All right. The next topic, what we are learning is major question which you usually get in the interviews is difference between EM and REM. All right. Can anyone tell me? Yes, REM changes the font size from the root. Okay. EM is relative to the font size of the element. REM relative to the font size. Okay. Very good. All right. All right. So let's break this down. Let's take an example for those who those who have doubt or those who need a little bit of clarity in this particular topic. Okay. So let's take one more example in this particular topic and fix all your queries. Okay. So here we have H1 tag, we have H2 tags. Let's skip all of this inside the everything is fine, I guess. Okay, let's skip everything here. And this one, let's keep a header tag. And inside it, let's skip it this way. So I have a header tag inside it. I have all of this and I have this. Okay. All right. So this is great. So now the linking is done. Let's move to the CSS. All right. So here, what we need to do is let's style these things. It's each one. Okay. And here for the H1, let's add a border that is 2 pixel dashed and gray. Let's keep it gray for now. And let's keep the width to something around 50%. All right. And let me open in live server. Okay. So let me share the screen. Just give me a minute. So along with that, let me add few stuff so that I can show you and manipulate the stuff so that you can see. For the main, what we can do is we can keep the font size to something around 2 rem. Okay, twice of the root element. Okay, 2 rem. Okay, and what we can do is for the paragraphs, if we have let's add one more paragraph right here, lorem for now. And for the paragraph, what we can do is we can apply the styling with the font size as 2 rem. Okay, and I'll show you next. Okay, so this is the code. Let's move to the browser and let me share the screen. Just give me a minute. Let me fix this. All right, let me share the screen. All right, so I have shared the screen. I hope it is visible right now. All right, so this is what we are doing. You can see Control Shift I, and here let's click the header. You can see header is how the header is showing. It is taking the like see rules. If you see rules for the header, okay, the border you can see 2 pixel dashed and the width is 50%. Okay, similarly, if you change the width value accordingly, it will change. Okay, this width value will change. If you change the width of h1 accordingly, this border size will change. Okay, so this is for the testing. Okay, if any changes we do right here, it won't affect your original code. Okay, cool. All right, so then the next thing, is it clear till now? Is it clear? Are you getting it? Is it clear? Well, we'll make responsive website. We'll learn about REM. Everything. I'll tell you in details. We're coming to this. Okay. All right. So then we have the main part. Okay. In the main part, what we have is this, all of this, which is taking the 100% of the viewport. Okay. The main also you can see. So this is how the content, height, width, and everything is maintained. So similarly here, what we can do is let's move to the paragraph, which we have, I think, yeah, yes. All right. Now you can see, let me reduce this size. Yeah. So similarly, what I can do is let's change. If I change, you can see all the font size are fixed. If I am changing, let me zoom it a bit. If I am changing, you can see how in times the fonts are changing. So this is one REM, okay, which is somewhat equal to 16, and twice its size, then thrice its size. You can see how its REM value is changing. Okay, so this is how REM works. Okay, the font now becomes 2 REM, twice double the size. Okay, becomes double the size. Similarly, you have one more thing that is called as in the header we have H1, right? So in this H1, what you can do is we can also try out lot of stuff, right? Font size. Here we can say as 3 REM, and you can see how the size of it is changing. What we can do is we can add a padding, and padding space is 1 EM. Okay, you can see it is taking the size of the text. So we do not want this. So relative to the font size, you can see we need half of the font size. So this is how we use. So better recommended if you can use EM, but there are also few demerits and merits in different kind of things, which I'll be telling. Like I'll tell you where you can use VM, VW, where you cannot use VW and you need to use percentage. There are few loopholes, there are few bugs of using different kind of units, which also I'll be telling you right now. Okay, are you excited for that? Or if you have, okay, Aditya, what it really depends on if you have font size of an element. Example, if you have set the font size HTML or the root element, then or the root element, then 1 is equal to 10 pixels. Okay. Or if you have changed your browser font size setting, yes, it will change. Okay. If you have set the font size to then also it will change. Few of the things will change and few of the things will not change. I'll be coming to that part also. Okay. So what I'll do is, okay, in this particular case, the question, Aditya, which you are asking about, what we can do is, let's do one more thing, is let's go to settings, right? In the settings, every browser has some default font and all stuff. So let's go to mm, let me search as font size. Here you can go to this advanced and you can see this default the browser has set to 16. Okay, and monospace is 13. What if I change it to 20 pixel? Will it affect? You can see how it is also changing. So because according to the default browser size, it will fix it. Let's take a different one. Okay, let's go to settings. Let's change it to a 72. Okay, you can see accordingly. You can see how it is affecting all the text. Okay, so it is completely dependent on the. Also, if you have different settings in the browser, accordingly it will multiply its width and also by default it is always 16 and accordingly it will adjust it. What happens is some has accessibility issues, some has issues with reading letters. Okay, and for them they might have kept it at a higher value. Okay, they might face certain kind of issues and accordingly the rem and em value will change and the font size will get affected. Okay, yes. Yeah, it will change if you change the font size of the settings. Okay, exactly. It depends on that is why I for the demonstration I was showing this. Is it clear? This part, is it clear how it is affected the EMREM? Okay. Okay. All right. Got it. What was Sachin's questions? I think I skipped it. Can you ask again? Okay. I think I skipped it. So sorry for that. If anyone is having uh, doubt, you can ask me right here, or else we can proceed further. All right. So this is all about EM, REM. Now let's come to the important part, which I was going to tell you about is the differences between EM and REMs. Okay. So both the differences in context with its relativity. Okay. And in context with its compounding effect. Okay. How it compounds, how it changes what we saw right now. Accordingly, I'll be telling you the differences. So just give me a minute. Let me share the screen. And all right. So is it visible, the screen? All right. So here, let me comment this for now. And let's add a paragraph. So here, EM, what you can say is in context with relativity, EM is relative to the font size. Okay. So this is the thing which I was going to tell you. Font size of what you can say is font size of, you can say it's direct parent, direct or the of its nearest parent. Okay, accordingly it is, okay, em is relative to its font size of the nearest parent, or what we can say is or the direct parent. Accordingly it relative, the how it is relative to others. Okay, but if you can talk about the rem is relative to, so this is all about the relativity. Okay, rel is relative to html root element, root font size, root elements font size. Okay, So this is what it is. And one more thing, what you guys can keep in mind is according to the compounding effect, how it grows, okay, how it compounds, okay, or what you can say is uh, this EM mostly leads to the compounding effect, okay, but it grows accordingly, it compounds accordingly, but this is the main thing, this is the main point, what you need to, how it is relative, okay, how both of them are relative, that is much important, you guys need to understand, okay, and which one it's relative to the nearest parent, and this is relative to the root elements font size, okay, is it clear everyone? Yes, no, is it clear? Yes, no. Okay, I can see if you know. Can anyone tell me, like, do you have any doubt? Anyone is having doubt, not clear? Any part is not clear? Yes, clear. If it is clear, just write CLR in the chat quickly. All right. All right. Then let's move to the next part. Okay. Let's move to the next part. That is how I was talking about the what you can say is compounding thing of viewport width and all stuff, okay, and how it is affecting the other stuff, how the viewport width and all will get affected if you, okay, you want to see the code is there, or the CSS part you want to see, this is the CSS part, okay. All right, so let's move to the next thing is how the default stuff is affecting, or how the what is the issue with using this unit, that is the viewport width, okay, what is the issue of using it? All right, so let's start with that. Are you able to are you guys getting it? Any questions, any doubt till now, you can ask me. Yes, anyone is having any question, any doubt till now? Yes, no, no doubts. All right, so what we're gonna do is next, let's move quickly to this next part, okay. So here what I gonna do is let's move to the CSS. So there are some default CSS, that is global declaration, which we can do. Every website, okay, has some default every browser has some default margin, default padding, all the stuffs. To remove that, I am implementing this global selector, okay, and here I am setting all the margin set to 0, and padding is also set to 0, and I am using this new stuff, that is box sizing, and I am keeping it to border box. Save it. All right. So don't worry about it. I'll be explaining everything in depth. And here for the body, what I'll be doing is I will be keeping its 100% of the width as 100% of 100% of the viewport width. All right. So what we're gonna do is let's see any changes that is happening right here in this page for this particular kind of code. Is there any kind of changes that is happening to the web page? Okay, so what I'll do is let me share the browser screen, just give me a minute. All right, let me share the browser screen, and here you can see it is already there. Okay, but what happens due to if I keep on expanding this page, okay, along more, let's say I want to add uh, around 10 paragraphs. All right. So then the page will look something like this, and you can see how easily it is covering the entire width. Okay, the default margin and padding, everything is now removed, and you can see it is completely taking the height, the viewport height and all stuff. Okay, so there are certain kind of challenges which you might see in certain kind of case. Okay, uh, but this can be fixed. Sometimes in some of the older browsers, what you can see is by using this viewport width, what happens is while you are doing such kind of bigger stuff, what happens is in the bottom part there is a chance of you getting a scroll bar. So for avoiding this kind of issues, okay, what you can do is, let's say, one more thing I need to change right here. I need to change it, the box sizing. Okay, just give me a minute. All right. So yeah, no, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. So this is all about the default margin padding, okay, and different units. Okay, is it clear about the EM, REM font sizing? Is it clear, everyone? What is absolute unit? What is relative unit? You can see everything is dependent on other. Or what you can do is, let's do one more thing is, I do not want this paragraph. What you're seeing right now is you are seeing the paragraph. I do not want my paragraphs to be such big. I want to limit the paragraph. Okay. So what you can do is here in this paragraph, uh, you can try out with something as width 40 ch. Okay. Now you can see how the width is reduced. Okay. So how the root, we are talking about one of the unit, that is the ch, the relative unit, which is relative to the size of the zero of the original font which you are using. So it will carry the, if you add width as 40 ch, 40 character, it will take the width of the zero, and within this it will keep all the element, and rest of the element will accordingly move back. Okay, so this is about the ch. Okay, similarly you can test it out with other relative units. Okay, you can try out with the ex, try out about the viewport height. Okay, and do let me know what you are figuring out. Okay, just guys give me a minute, I'm just coming, just give me a minute. So till then what you can do is, I have few questions for you guys. Okay, so you have a 5 minutes quick quiz. Okay, so that you can, let me see who can answer this. So for this what I can do is, let's see how many quiz dot text. Okay, so just give me a minute. So in this quiz, what I will be giving you, so I will give you 6 questions. You will be given 5 minutes or 8 questions. Okay, and you will be given 5 minutes time to cover it up. Okay, the one, let's see who can answer most of this correctly. Okay. Uh, what we have covered: units, colors, okay, and the typography. Okay, these are the things. Okay, uh, and so just give me a minute. Let's see how many of you are getting it right. All right, so here the questions are, is it visible? Uh, just a minute. So there are total 8 questions. Okay, let's see how many of you get it right. Here are the questions. Okay, with all the options. Let me. So what you can do is answer all this in the comments. Uh, let's me do one more thing is word wrap it. All right, is it visible to everyone? Yes, the questions. So what you can do is check the questions, okay, and answer it, okay, in the comment section. Let me see how many of you, and do mark it. Let's see how many of you are going giving it the right answer. Okay. So here are the questions. Here you have all the options and the answer I'll be telling you at the end of the class. Let me know once it is done. Okay. Your time starts now. All right. Let me know once it's done. All right. Time's up. Let's see how many of you have done it right. Okay. I can see in the comment. Okay. Only one has only responded. What about others? Are you able to understand the questions? Yes, no. How many of you? Okay, I can see Sachin EM. Okay, very good. All right. So take a screenshot of this, write your answer and do submit it. Okay, and let me see. And I will let you know at the end of the class. Okay. I can see only few people are answering. Sachin is there. Guys, do not copy others' options. Okay. Keep it real. Keep it yourself. Do not try to copy the answers of others and answer it. All right, so that's it for today. On these questions, let's move to the next topic which we are having. All right, let me change the screen. You guys got more time. All right, so let's move to the next topic. And this topic is all about the what will be box model. Okay, so today we'll learn about the box model. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so this let me share the screen with you guys. So now what we'll be learning is we'll be learning about the box model and how it works. All right, so for that, what I'm gonna need to do is I will create one more file as box.html. Okay, and then the style is box style.css. And what we're gonna do is let's create a link between all of this box sizing. Okay, how many of you know this topic beforehand? I know it, just write it. And let's change the styles, box style, save it. All right, so let's add a heading as box, or what you can see is not this CSS box model. All right, so it's a very easy topic which we can cover it anytime. All right. So let's do this. All right. Right click, open in live server. It will open it for us. All right. So all right. Let me tell you a trick for one more thing. How many of you are interested for the tricks? VS Code tricks. Okay, we have already covered few tricks. So let me tell you one more tricks. So let's say today I told you about the tricks of repeating the tags one after the other. And one more trick which I'm gonna tell you right now is how to what you can say. Let's say you want to create a same paragraph 10 times. Okay, I want to create a same paragraph 10 times with the same content. Okay, or I want to create the same paragraph 10 times with lorem ipsum in it. So how to do it? By writing a single uh, sort shorthand, you can just generate it. Okay, I can see only single people is excited. We have more than 40 people. Others, what about you? What about Anurag, Darshi, and what about you? Sachin, okay, Sachin is Utpal. All right. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, I can see the answer. Robot is answering. Very good. List item into 10 LOR. Similarly, with we can do the same thing with paragraphs too. Okay. So how to do? Anyone can answer? For the paragraphs, I want to have 10 paragraphs. So P star 10. Okay. Error. Then LOREM. If you write it this way, okay, keep in mind it won't work. So I'm just telling you how you need to write it also. So you need to write it this way. P10, okay, and then LOREM, okay, and hit enter. And you can see how it created. This is the wrong syntax. The right syntax is this. P star 10 M. Okay, this is the right one. So it will, you can see, it has created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 paragraphs with the default text in it. All right, clear? Is it interesting for us, others? Yes, those who haven't known about it. Yes, I think only two have answered correctly. Okay, that is, yeah, text formatting and all those stuff. All right, so this is how you can do. So let's skip this for now. We don't need this. What we need is this h1 tag, okay? And inside it, let's wrap it up with a header. All right, and then we will add a main to it, and inside main, let's add a paragraph. All right, so this is what the basic style document looks like. And what we'll do is we'll move to the box style. We'll style the h1 tag, and we'll have a border of it to something around 2 pixel, and let's keep it dashed, and let's give it a color as gray for now. All right, let's keep the width of it something around 50% for now. I'm using percentage right here. The font size, let's keep to 3 rem. Okay, because it is a header. And what we can do is padding. Let's keep the padding to 0.5 rem for now. Save it. Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is let's load this content in the, let me share the browser right now. Here the code is right. This is the padding. This is the border we have said. So let's understand it in a broader way. Okay. Just give me a minute. Let me share the screen. All right. Is it clear? That code part, is it clear, or anyone is having any doubt? Yes. Any questions? Any doubt? Everyone? No? Yes? Exactly. Components of the what we'll be learning is the component of the box models. All right. So Control Shift I. All right. So we'll move to the layout right now. And inside this layout, you'll see something as box model. All right. So this is what it is. The box model look like. You can see something, the blue color right here. So this is the content part. Okay. Then we haven't added any padding to the body. So that's why our body is not showing any padding right here. But the body has a default margin that is 8, top, left, right button. So it is showing accordingly. Similarly, if you move to the header part, in the header part, we do not have anything. But in the H1 part, you can see width is 336.5 and this is the height. Then we have added a padding which is showing here in the violet color. This is a padding. Then we have added a 2 pixel border right here. You can see the rules. What we have done is we have added a border of 2 pixel dashed gray. So this is the border. Then we have added a top and bottom. Then we have added margin. This is the default margin of we haven't added any margin. This is the default margin of the H1 tag. That is a 32.16 at the top and bottom, no left and right. So this is what something, it has 4 components. It has a margin which is outside of the element. Then this is a content part and it and it has a padding space along with the border. All right. So then so inside this is all about the basic component or the box model components that it has. Okay. So now what is more important thing what we'll be covering is how this gonna affect, and there are few stuff which you need to keep in mind uh, that we'll be learning. Okay. So let's go to this topic. All right, in this box model. All right, so what are the different parts? One is the content part, the content of the box. Which one is this? Where the text and image appears. So this is where the text and image appears. Okay, then we have the padding space. This is this clears an area between the content and the border. So this is a transparent area that is a gap between the border and the content. Then we have the border, okay, that goes around the padding of the content. Okay, what padding if you have applied, that goes around it. Then we have margin, which is outside of the border. Okay, which is outside of this border. So this, I hope this is clear. If you got it, IGT in the chat, everyone. Did you get it? Yes, no? IGT in the chat. Yes. I cannot see anyone's response. Yes. What is this 336 cross 56? That is the width and height of the element, right? Which we have used. That is the width of the content that is being placed here. This is H1. So that is the width of the H1 that is covering and height of the H1 which is covering. Okay, clear, Sachin? Yeah. Thank you, Aditya. All right. So this this is how the calculation is done. So let's understand the calculation, how the calculation is done. Okay, and according to different so the total width of the element, if you say how the total width of an element is calculated, that is also very important. So the total width of the element is the element width of the content. Let me so give you example. Okay, so here let me add one more thing. Okay, just give me a minute. In the main, I'll add a div. Okay, sorry. Let me move to the code. Just give me a minute. just to give you a clarity on how the width of the content is calculated, because this is also very important when you are doing any specific kind of designs according or certain constraint designs. Also, this is very important. So here inside this div, what I gonna do is, let's do one more thing. Yeah, for now, what we can do is, yeah, for the div, let's add div and let's set its width. Okay, let's set the width of the div to something around 250 pixel. Okay, and let's give it a height of something around 50 pixel, and let's add a padding to it, something around 10 pixel. Guys, to keep in mind, there are certain changes where I will be doing a deliberate mistakes in the code. Okay, keep in mind and let me know. Solid green, or what I can say is lime green. Okay, and margin is 0, which will be adding, which we are adding right here. And okay, so then what? Uh, all right. Sorry for this. Just give me a minute. And in this div, let me save it and add one more uh, paragraph, something as lorem to it. All right. So let me move to the browser. Okay. And you can see how the things are getting affected. Why is it not getting shared? Just give me a minute. Yeah, let me keep it short for now and share the screen. All right, you can see now, this is what we have done. Let's go to the div main, inside this main. So in this main section, we have set the width as 250 pixel. Okay. And we have set the height as 50 pixel. And here we have set the padding 10, border as 5, and this margin. Okay. Is it visible to everyone? Yes, no? Yeah. So this is what I'm going to explain you about the border box and the content box. Okay. And what is the difference between both of them? Okay. So yeah. So now what I gonna do right now is do this box sizing. So this is here, you can see now I have set it to 250. So accordingly it is now 250. I've set the height to 50, accordingly how it is getting affected. So now what I'll do is I'll do certain kind of changes to this particular code, okay, and see how it is getting affected and how it is changing. So here what I'll do is I will set the box. Let me write it right here only in the code. Just give me a minute. Sorry, I'm getting some issue with my. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So box sizing. There are two type of box sizing. Okay. Box sizing here. One is border box. So there are multiple. So the mainly we'll be discussing about the box sizing two types. Okay. Content box. and what it is and how these things are affected and how the height and width are calculated. Okay, this is what we will be learning now. Okay, I've shared the screen. Okay, already. Just have a look there. Is it getting? Yes, you will be seeing right now. Yeah. So these are the two types of box sizing which we have, and what we'll be learning right now is we'll be learning about how these things are getting affected and all. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Yeah. So let's understand this in detail. So what we'll be doing is we'll be calculating the total width. Okay. Mm, all right. So for this, and I'll be telling you how it is being calculated. All right. So in this particular width, how the calculation is done. So width of the content right here is 250 pixel, width of this, plus if you have padding right here, this is both left and right. Okay. 250. Someone calculate and tell me. 250 plus we have left and right padding. Okay. So we have left and right padding of something as 10 and 10, that is 20. Okay. Then we have left and right border. Okay. That is the uh, left border and right border, that is the 10. Okay. We have left and right border. So total it becomes 250 280. All right. So this is the total width, how it is calculated. And what is the total height? Total height is height of the content, that is 50 pixel, plus this is the total width, and then total height is 50, then top and bottom padding, that is 10 10 20, plus border is 10. Okay, that is total equal to 80. That is the total height. So this is how by default the height is calculated, total width and total height. All right, of the element. So now let's move to the next part, is this. So along with this, what we can do is before coming to the box sizing part and all, also we have one more thing that also you need to keep in mind. Yeah, one more thing is, if you are using this box sizing, okay, you are using this box sizing as border box, then what happens? And if you are using the content box, then what happens? If you are using border box, let's keep in mind, if you are using this border box, so you calculate. I'll be telling you what happens. What you need to do is you need to calculate and let me know. Okay, total width if you are applying border box, and total width if you are applying the content box. I'll be telling you how it is being calculated, but you need to tell me the final answer. Okay, so for the for the border box, total width. Okay, can anyone tell me this? Total width is how much? What? So total width includes the width of the element, okay, the padding and the border, but not the margin. Okay, so accordingly, give me a total one. Total width. What will be the actual? Total actual. Okay. And then, but in this content box, okay, total, same happens with the, uh, happens with this, okay. And if you are using content box, okay, then the total width of the container which you are using it, is equals to only the content width. Okay, if you are setting the to like 250 pixel, that is the content width excluding the padding and margin. If you keep it border box, the total width, okay, will be inclusive of the padding and padding and the border, not margin. But if you are using the box sizing and content box, the total width will be exclusive of this. So let's see. In this particular case, let's take an example, okay, and see how it is affecting. I'll be sharing the screen right now, and let's see how it is affected. Okay, so here you can see we have applied the box sizing as content box. So here we have the content width is 250 pixel of the content. Then we have height as 50. Then we have extra height 10. Then we have 5. Okay, this is the content box. So if we change it to from the content box to the border box, now you can see how it is changed. Okay, now you can see previously the content width was 250. Okay, but now what it is showing, it is becoming 220 because rest 30 it is reserving for the padding and the border, because the total width is two. Now it is box size, it is like border box sizing is border box. So the total width of this is inclusive of the border, inclusive of the padding and the content size. So now what is the total width? 220 plus 10 plus 5 plus 220 plus 20, top and bottom 10 10 20, sorry, left and right 10 10 20, like 240 plus 5 is 5 5 10 is, so this is how it becomes 250. All right, so now are you clear about the box sizing and the border box sizing thing, that is the content box and the border box? Is it clear, Sachin? Still you have doubt or it is clear? So if you are using border box, then the whole content width will be inclusive of the padding and the border whole width. Okay. If you are using the border box, it will be inclusive of the, you can see right now. If we go to this div tools, now what it is said, it is border box. So if it is border box, and what the rule we have set is 250. You can see the width of the div is 250. So now you can see 220 plus 10 plus 10 20 plus 5 plus 5 10. So now it totals becomes 250 width. But if we change this rule from content box, from border box to content box and save it, now you can see the difference in the layout. The rule, you can see total width of the div is 250, the layout content width becomes 250, and which is excluding right now the padding and the border. Okay, so this is how you can this is how it is affecting the uh, our design layout thing. Suppose you have certain constraint, like if you want to keep all your card size same, even if you add margin and padding, it won't affect the content. Your content need to be adjusted within this 250 pixel. So in that particular cases, for this particular type of card designs, mostly border box is used, but there are also different use cases which will be coming up in our practical stuff. Okay, is it clear right now, the border box and the content box? If it is clear, just write CLR in the chat. So this is the interview question which you might get asked, so be prepared for this. Okay, and I hope this part is clear. Okay, clear. Others? Yes, Sachin got. Yes, sir. Cleared. Others, I want your response, because unless and until I don't have your response, it will be difficult for me to track it down. Okay. So margin, padding, width and height, I hope this part is clear. So let's move to the next part, that is the display part. Okay. That is the display part we need to focus on. So let me move to display. So for that, let me change the screen sharing thing. Let me move to the code part. Just give me a minute. All right. So here what we can do is let's create a new file name as position.html, and here position style.css. Let's load the boilerplate position. In case I miss any question, guys, do make a reminder. Let's create a link CSS and style, then position style.css. Let's keep a header as position for now. All right, so let's start this topic. All right, for this position, what we're gonna do right now is we need to focus on few stuff. Just give me a minute. Yeah. All right. So let's move to the next is uh, position. But what we can, yeah, position is fine. So there are different like 5 kind of position values. Okay. Position property. What we can say is the position property. Okay. What you can say is position property. Let's understand about this here. This is basically more about the layout. This plays a very good role in the layout part. So how you want to position your element according to your maybe your viewport or according to its parent. How you want to place an element that's basically which will be learning right now. All right. So what during this time we'll also learn about how to place a banner image also. We'll try to learn about. So there are different utility of it. So let me tell you about different kind of order list. Let me create. So there are 5. So I'll be keeping it static. One is static. Okay. Then we have relative. Sorry. Relative. We have fixed. We have absolute. Then we have sticky. All right. So let's go one by one. All right. So static position uh, it do not get affected with different kind of offset values and all stuff. Basically, this position. Let me give you example. Okay, static position. They are static by default, and how they are positioned. So what I will do is let me take here one example. Let me h1 we have used, right? So let's add a h2 and let's name it as property. Here is set to static. Okay, and here let's add a paragraph to it. Lauren. So this is basically what you say is normal as per the normal document flow, how the elements are represented one after the other. So this is how it is represented. You can say like after OL tag, you will see the H1 tag. Let me show you the example so that it will be clearly like it makes sense. It might make sense with you guys. So this property right here, I don't know why it is not working. Yeah. All right. Now it's clear. Now you can see this is how the static positioning is done. just as normal document flow. All right. So this is how the static positioning is done. So what I'll do is, mm, let's create a division uh, in the code so that we can, I'll write the code first. Okay. I'll write the code first and then we'll jump to the output part. Okay. Ready? So are you able to understand, guys? Yes, no? What type of question they will ask? Which type of question you are asking about, Anurag? Are messages contents, links, and some. Yeah, before after box sizing. Aditya, I am unable to understand like what exactly you want to ask. Yeah. All right. So, all right. So let's create a div and give it a class name as for now something as static prop. Then let's create one more div. Okay. I hope it is visible with you guys. Div and let me name it as something. Let me copy this also. Sorry, just give me a minute. Let me create a copy of this for now. All right, so static, then we have as relative. All right, then what we have is fixed. Okay, then what we have is absolute. All right, property absolute, property fixed. All right, then we have the relative. All right, so in the CSS part, we will be going in depth of this. All right, so just give me a minute. Sorry for that. Yeah, so in this we have one more thing that we need to keep in mind. That is the just give me a minute. Yeah, yeah, this is fine. All right, so in this a relative property, let's give an example. We have this div and class name is relative prop. All right, so
Is it audible right now? Yes, no? Is it audible? A quick confirmation. Still not audible? Okay, all right. So if it is not audible, then just let, if audible, just write audible in the chat, not audible, not audible in the chat. Okay, now it's audible. All right, perfect. Perfect. So what we can do is next, yeah. All right. So let me show you this example. I was going to show you what happens. So this now we know static is normal flow, right? So what happens if you want to shift its position from its normal flow? Okay. So this is relative. Okay. This is how normally or technically the image should be positioned. This relative one. Okay. This is how the normally it should be present right here. Suppose I want to shift it from its normal flow to the right hand side. Okay, what I want to do is I want to shift this to right hand side. So what I need to do is I want to shift it from its original position. So I'll add a left offset to it and give it a value to something around 10 pixel. Now you can see, or let's increase to a higher value, something like this, 30 pixel. So this is how from its normal document flow, how we can move an element. If you want to move it down, what we can do is we can add a top offset values of around 100 pixel, and you can see it should be technically present right here. The space is left. Again, one more thing, if we are this space also can be resolved, also can be removed. You can see the original space is resolved, remains like that, but from this initial position it moves to up down how much offset value you give it to it. Okay, if you want to move more, again what happens if you give negative offset values? Okay, for the, let's say if you want, I want to give negative offset values to the top, so it will move 100 pixel above from its original position. Okay, so this is how the things works in relative positioning, and this works with respect to the parent. If the parent is set to absolute, so I'll come to that particular part when it comes to absolute. Okay, is it clear till this particular part what is relative positioning and how it works? So if you want to yes, keep move from its original position, that is normal document flow, how it is being there. So this is how you need to operate on it. All right, so yeah, all right, clear. Any doubt you can ask me here. All right, so let's now move to the next thing. Okay, so now let's move to the next thing in the positioning part, that is what is called as fixed positioning. Okay, what it is called as a fixed positioning, mostly in the navigation bar it is used. Okay, so let's take an example, or anything you want, or you can see the wizards, the WhatsApp wizards at the corner, the social media wizards out there. So this is where it comes to play. So for that, let me move to the code first. Yeah, you can overwrite his positions like normal static positioning. You can change it to, you can move it to any position which you want. Okay. All right, so let's move to the code part. And in the code part, what I can do is let's move to the next topic, that is the fixed prop. Okay, so since we are using class, so fixed prop, and here the position value will be changing to fixed. Okay, the bottom offset, the offset values let's will add there. For now, let's keep it here as the just give me a minute. Sorry for that. Yeah, for the bottom let's give it a offset value as 10. Okay, then for the left Let's give it an offset value of 0 or same 10, and width, let's give a width of something around 400 pixels. Okay, and again let's skip the border, but this time we'll give a different border to this. Let's skip it to something around pink for now. All right, so let's see how the things are going on. uh, let's add few more content, so uh, you can see it. Let's one more thing for now. Let's add paragraph, 10 paragraphs right now. Okay, for now let me add it so that I can show you how it get affected. Okay, so let's move to the screen. Let me share the screen, just give me a moment. Yes, uh, window, right positions. Now you can see, so this is what we have. Relative positioning is there. Okay, now this is without any offset values. Okay, no offset values is there, so it is right there. Then fixed, you can see the fixed right here, the position of fixed property. You can see this is the fixed property position, right? Okay, like property fixed. Okay, you can see the highlighted part which is there. The height, width, everything is fixed. Even if I scroll the page, its position remains right there. This is for the art, or this is for the sidebar, this is for the navigation bar. Any use cases you consider, you can keep it. Or you can see social media visits if you want to have. For those also you can use this. Okay, so this is all about the fixed. Okay, sorry, the screen is not shared. I don't know why. uh, is it shared right now? Yes. Yeah. All right, is it working right now? Yeah. Display is not seen. Why? I don't know why it is not getting shared. Sorry, I don't know why it is not getting shared. Continuously I'm sharing. Just give me a minute. Let me refresh it. Just give me a minute. All right. So let me do it once again. I don't know why the screen is not getting shared. I don't. Still, it is. I'm facing the same issues. Even if I share the windows also, for the entire screen, I don't know why it is not working. Sorry, that is a technical glitch right now. Okay. Yeah, the VS Code is getting shared, but I am having issue with the browser. All right. So this is the code. Uh, just give me a moment. Let me restart the Firefox for now. All right. So yeah, right now it is still I'm facing the same. Can you check like why it is? is, let me open anything, any different browser. Let me see if I have any. Just give me a moment. Sorry, there is a technical glitch. I hope this will work this time. All right, now you can see the screen is getting shared. Okay. Can you share the screen? Yes. Yeah. Now it's working. Sorry for the glitch. Uh, I have already shared the screen. Yes, you can see the property is fixed. You can see this highlighted part. If I highlight, sorry, if I highlight, let me highlight this. You can see how it is fixed and its position. So these are different. There are different use cases like wizard, sidebar, navigation bar. There you can use it. So let's quickly move to the next thing. Okay, let's quickly move to the next thing, that is our what I can say is different other positionings. Okay, so the fixed one is completed, the relative one is completed. Let's move to the absolute positioning. Okay, so this absolute positioning uh, is positioned relative to its so when the element is positioned as relative and its parent is positioned at as absolute, the child element will be placed with respect to its parent whose position is set to absolute, or else whatever will happen is whose position is set to relative. If the parent's position is relative and the child's is absolute, then element will be placed according to the parent space. Or else if you are not giving any setting the parent's position to relative, it will be positioned with respect to the viewport. Okay, so let's take one example which will give you a much more clarity to you guys. Okay, so for this, let's take one example. So here what I'll do is I'll have two things. One is parent position and the child position. So in this case, let's this be the parent. Okay, uh, let's create a div. Okay, and let me place it right here inside it. So this is a child with absolute property, and the parent, let's give it a class name as uh, relative parent. Okay, relative parent, and child is absolute prop. Okay, so let me mention it right here. Position style, let me move it here. Relative parent and the absolute property of the child. Okay, so just for the understanding. Okay, so let's do this. So let's move to the CSS part. For the parent, what I will do is, let's set the position as that is most important, relative. Let's let's create a box kind of stuff. Let's give it a width and height. Width around 500 pixel, and let's give it a height of around 250 pixel. Okay, and let's give it a border. I'll copy this for now, and let's give it to something different, green. Okay, so the parent is now set. Now let's move to the child part. Child part is, let's set the position as absolute. Okay, now you want to move it according to the parents. So here we need to add different kind of offset values. So right, top, left, bottom, anything. I want to give a left offset. Okay, I want to give a left offset of around 80 pixel, and I want to give the uh, this much is fine. Okay, and here I want to set a width and height also. Let's do that. Width is, let's keep a width as 100 or 200 is fine, and height also 200. Let's make it as 450. All right, so let's do this. Also what we can do is let's add a border to it so that you can clearly see it. Let's make it solid so that we can differentiate it as dark green. All right, so let me reload it. Yeah, let me share the screen. Just give me a minute. Just give me a moment. Now here you can see this property absolute. So now since this is fixed, the fixed one is moved downward. So this is the space of the parent which is reserved, that is in this dashed green. Okay, so now what, let me give it a height specification as this, and all right, so what I can do is, yeah, control shift I. All right, so let's select the element. Okay, this is the child. I want to, you can see because of this left offset, it is positioning but with respect to its parent. Okay, then top offset, if you want 100 pixel, you can see it is moving with respect to parents. But what happens if I remove the parents relative position relative? Let's see how it is happening. What I did is I removed the relative positioning of the parent. So if you remove the relative positioning of the parent, it will treat the viewport at its parent as its parent element. Now you can see the absolute is now at the top, and the offset values which is applied to this, okay, all the left, bottom, top, everything that will happen with respect to the viewport height and width. Okay, left, right, top, bottom. It's a bit tricky, but if I again add the parent's position, that is parent position to relative, then what it will do is it will then place it according to its parent. Okay, is it clear this part? Any questions? Are you able to understand this particular part? The absolute positioning is the square box and it's solid square, and the parent is dashed green. Yes, Sachin, clear? Yeah, normally the if you give the positioning as normally the static is what the normal document flow, and if you do not add any offset values to the relative, it's like a normal document flow, like how it should be present in the page. If you're adding any offset values, accordingly the things gonna change. Okay, everyone, is it clear with the position part? Any questions, any doubt, anything, anything you have in mind, you can ask me right here. Okay, because the position part is very important, right? So now we are done with positions. All right, so clear. Okay, very good, great. So what we have covered about fixed, absolute, and one more thing is there is sticky. Sticky positioning is position based on the user scroll position. Okay, according to the user scrolling position, it will be fixed. So if you want, I can give you example. Mm, okay, sticky, yeah, sticky. Let me give you example, one more example for the sticky. Just give me a minute. So after the sticky positioning, we'll move to the our next topic. So be there, that is also very important. So be there, positioning is done. So after positioning, I will tell you about the Flexbox. Okay, we'll move to the Flexbox, that is very important. And once we are done with the Flexbox, we'll build a responsive website according to the Flexbox and the grid. Okay, so grid and Flexbox are very important, so be there for the next few minutes. All right, so let's move to the next part. And here we are left with the sticky part. Where is it? Yeah. So let's create a div. Okay. So here let's name it as sticky prop. Okay. So here what we're gonna do is sticky prop and name it this class as sticky. Okay. This h2, and then we have paragraphs right here. Let me add one more paragraph right here. All right, save it. So then what we're gonna do is let's move to the CSS. Sticky. See, I made a mistake. Okay, it is fixed. So position. The sticky is not supported if you keep it directly. Some may not find it. It may not work. It may work. Top value. Any top offset value will give it to 0. For now, we do not need any offset. Padding 10 pixel with the text. And to make it clear what I fixed, let's add a background to it. Background, or let's add a background to this only. BSC background color, and let's give it to gray for now. And or what it can say is dust gray. Let's keep it gray. And the text color for now, let's keep it to black for now. And let's give it a border also, similar one, but I will change the color to uh, name a color yellow for now. Light yellow. I think this there is a color or something. All right, so what we're gonna do is let me show you how it works. Okay, I think this will work. Okay, so let me stop screen sharing and let me share the browser. All right, so now you can see everything is there. Okay, let me open the sticky props. Yeah, this is the rule. You can see the rule right here. Offset value 0, and when this is the property fixed, right, with all its element. So you can see how it is becoming fixed. It will fix till I have two paragraphs now right here in this div, and its property is set to fixed. So till this two paragraph, it will be its position will be fixed, and after that div, it will move up. But you can see here inside it we have two paragraphs. So this till this two paragraph it will remain fixed at the top. After it, it will just move because it is out of scope. It becomes out of scope. Similarly, if you want to give any offset value stop, so it will move. It will place it accordingly how you want. So some menus, what its use cases in some of the yeah, what you can see is in the web pages when you scroll, the current topics becomes the header sub, or you can say the position becomes the sub navigation bar, becomes its sub navigation bar, the topic of the current topic that you are scrolling. Okay, similarly this goes like this. Okay, this thing goes also this way. So this is how it is fixed. When you scroll up, it becomes fixed at the top, then it vanishes after it. All right, so this is all about sticky. I hope everything is clear right now? Is it clear? CLR in the chat, everyone. Is it clear, all the position part? Because this is very important while you are building your own template or while you are working on anything important. So this is very important. Okay, is it clear? Yeah, we'll come to the Z indexing part. That is like stacking this as a normal document flow. One element is stacked one above the other. So by adding a Z index, what you can do, what you are doing, the higher you are changing the order of the stack. You are moving the bottom element to the top by giving it a higher Z index value. So this is how the Z index works, Sachin. Clear? All right, very good. All right, so guys, so today's homework will be building a navigation bar, okay, and the sub navigation bar using the fixed position. Okay, all right. So now let's move to the next topic which we have right here is the what you can say is Flexbox. All right. So how many of you know about the Flexbox? Yes, anyone who is aware of the Flexbox, yes or no in the chat? Anyone who is aware of the Flexbox? So till then, let me change the screen for now. How many of you are aware of the Flexbox? Yes, yes, no in the chat. So here what I'll do is in the class, I'll create as flexbox.html. Yeah, flexbox.css. Sorry, flexbox.css. All right, let me create a link between this. Till then, you guys can tell me if you know it. So flexbox, and then what? Let's create a link. Style flexbox.css. Let's give it a heading. Flexbox. All right. So let's understand about the Flexbox. So with Flexbox, what you can say is uh, before the Flexbox, they are using the table. You are using different positioning for placing different element in the web page. But Flexbox layout module has made the arrangement of the element easier. Along with it, it made us very responsive. It makes the process of making a responsive layout structure easier without using any outdated stuff like float and all stuff. All right. So the Flexbox will understand about the Flexbox element. You need to first define for this using the Flexbox. You need to have define the flex container. One, what we need is the flex container, and inside this flex container we'll have different flex items. So these are the things, flex items, that is inside the sub elements that is there inside the flex container. They are named as flex items. So typically how it is represented. So let's have a look. So here what I'll do is let's create a flex container. So I'll create a div and give it a name as flex container. All right, so a div is created. Then I will have a div 1 2 3 4, like flex item 1. So this is the container, and then we have multiple items. So this 3 flex items inside it. So then let's work on its styling. Okay, so to work on its styling, the first and foremost thing what you need to do is in the Flexbox styling is dot class flex container. Okay, this is their flex container, and all the child's div. Okay, What I need to have is, okay, let's give it a, no, let's first work on the parent. So this is a parent and these are all the child flex items. So for this parents, you need to first set the display to flex. Okay, and let's give it a background color to something as pink. Okay, and here to the child, let's give it a background color, mm, dark pink. I think it's dark pink. And let's give some margin so that it will be distinctly visible. So margin, let's give it to around 5 pixel, top left, right, bottom. Let's give it a padding, similarly around 10 pixel. Sorry, typo issues. All right, and let's give it a font size, something around 2 rem. All right, so let's open it uh, in the browser. What we can do is dark. What we can do is red. Will it go? Or what I can do is brown for now. Yeah, let's keep it this way only for now. And let's add a color to it, text color as white. Save it. All right. So let's see how it looks technically. All right. Let me share the screen with you guys. Uh, just give me a minute. All right, so this is how it looks. So this, we have the parent whose height and whose uh, let's add a few margin so that it will be distinctly visible. All right, so now you can see, so this is the parent, okay, that is in the pink color, and all of this flex item, this is the parent container that is in pink, and all the childs that are present, they are on the dark color. So this is about the flex uh, container. All right, so and the child, so this is the parent element, that is a container, and then which display, don't forget to add the container. Okay, so here flex container, its display type need to be set as, what you can say is flex. Okay, a display type need to be set as flex to make it a flex box, that you need to keep in mind. So there are multiple stuff which we need to learn, like accordingly direction in which you want to place your elements. So let's understand that. So here in this parent container, let's apply few of the stuff, that is flex direction, and I will set it to column. You can see, if you set the flex direction into column, all the flex item will be placed in one column. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, and the first one is 1 2 3 orderly. If you want to place like in the descending order, last one to be first and first one to be last, so column reverse. If you add column reverse, 3 2 1, this is how it is placed. Okay, so this is how the flex direction things work. But you need to apply to the parent, not the child. Okay, keep in mind, you need to apply the flex direction to the parent, not the child. Is it clear? Yes, no in the chat. Is it clear about the flex box? What? Yeah, today's assignment is there. Yes, is it clear about the flex direction? Okay, one more thing you can try it out is, uh, row, flex direction row, everything is there in a single row. Okay, column, everything is there in a single column. Okay, even in the row also you can make it reversed. Okay, low reverse, so last one will be first and first one will be last. 3 2 1. Okay, if you set the flex direction as row reverse. All right, so next, okay, this is all about the direction, like row, column, column reverse, row reverse. Okay. Mm, then can I have like more 5 minutes extra, guys, so that I can cover the flex different few more flex properties. Yeah, you can write it. Yeah, but it's a better practice. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for giving me extra few minutes. All right. So let's move to the code part. Now we are done with the flex direction part. Okay. So now let's move to the next part, that is, just give me a minute. That is the flex wrap. Okay. So by default, what is the flex direction? Can anyone tell me? Till then, I am coming to the flex wrap. Yes, can anyone tell me? Yes, no. Mm, yes, in the chat, guys. Yeah, very good, very good. You guys are super active. Thank you for giving the right answer. All right, so let's move first. So this is the flex direction which we are learning about. Now let's make another group of it, and flex container, and this is all about wrap. So here flex container wrap. Let me write write it, flex container wrap. Okay, and let's add few more div to it. Okay, how many? Let's see how much we can. All right, so we have 9. All right, so what we can do right now is let's do the wrapping thing. All right, so first and foremost thing what you need to do is we need these two things. Is the basic most important is the display type you need to set as flex. Now let's add two more thing, that is flex hyphen wrap, and by default let's keep it wrap. Okay, and here let's add this first. Background color is there, width is, let's add a width to it, to add something around 60 pixel for now. Okay, and margin is there, margin is 25 pixel. Yeah, fine, or let's keep it short for now, 15 pixel. Width, let's make it 100 font, or 680 pixel, fine. And padding is there, padding for now let's remove the padding. Font size should be there, margin and margin is there, padding let it be, and let's give it a line height to around 75 pixel, and let's give the text alignment to center. All right, save it, and let's see how the things goes. Mm, One more thing I need to fix in the code, I guess. Wrap, flex container wrap, Flexbox. All right. And one more thing, what we can do is let's add a margin, top margin, right here. Margin hyphen top 10 pixel for now. Or we can say is 50. And all right, all right, let's do it. So here, uh, one more thing, what we can do is let's skip it to 10 for now, or 9 for now. Okay. So this wrap property, what it is, let's see. Let's find it out. So more, I need more 5 minutes. So I hope this is fine. You guys are fine with it. So here, let me share the screen. All right. So this is how the wrapping. So basically, this specifies the how the items will be wrapped in it in the browser. Basically, this is how the wrapping works. So if I do not items, okay, flex container wrap. So if I remove this wrap, okay, property, what will happen is, okay, the container, once the container, what happens is, so here with the implementation of the wrap, you can see the overflow of the like element from its parent is happening. Okay, the child, you can see all the flex items that is getting overflowed and it is presented in a single line. So this is a very, so this is how it is not responsively, this design is not responsive, and it is it is placing the orders in a very wrong way. So here what happens is, by adding flex wrap, you can see how within the parents the specified width, in that specified width, it is placing all its element responsively instead of creating a maze around it. All right, so this is how it wraps all the element, and you can see once you do the resizing, you can see according to the width how it is wrapping all the element. You can see when the width is, we are reducing the width, accordingly it is making the design responsive. Isn't it interesting? Yes, no? So this is how the wrap comes to the play, by making it responsive. All the, if you have a list of images that you want to display, a gallery kind of stuff in a particular section of the website, this is where you can also use it. So this is how the wrap works. If you want, there are also different property, no wrap. Okay, the no wrap will not wrap. So this is what the default value, it will not wrap, it will place everything in a single line. Okay, so no wrap is this. Then what you can do is, one more thing you can add is wrap but in reverse. Okay, so in wrap reverse, what happens is, the last two element, the last, like the first element will be at the very bottom, then the element that is overflowing, that will go up, not down. The element that will overflow, that will go up. By default wrap, it was going down. By wrap reverse, it will go up. So the last element will be displayed at the top, and the first element will be displayed accordingly. So this is how the no wrap comes to the play. So again, one more thing. This is how the wrap, reverse wrap, and everything works in. So one more thing is there, the uh, what I can say is flex flow, which is the combination shorthand for the direction, flex direction, and the flex wrap. Okay. And if you want to arrange the content accordingly, alignment, you can just add one more thing is to the container, that is justify content to center. So this is how, if you say add justify content and center, you can see if I remove it, it is left aligned. If I say add it, it keeps everything as center aligned. Okay. Anything that moves, that becomes center aligned. So this is all about flex. Is so again, if you want to align, so like this is how it aligns it vertically, horizontally. If you want to align vertically, then one more thing you need to apply is align item and set it to center. So it will do the alignment in a what you can say is vertical way. So justify content is horizontal alignment, and align items is vertical alignment. Okay. So this is all about the flex. There are few stuff which I'll be covering in the next class with a example of a website. Clear? So that's it for today. And flex start, flex end, just have a look on it. We'll cover this in the next class. Okay. So how was the class? Are you able to grade is, yeah, grade we will cover in the next class. Yeah, we can animate, we can do the animations also. I will tell you everything in the next class. So yeah, Sachin, you can ask your, those who have doubt, you can ask me. So how does the flex wrap property interact with the flex direction? Like, how does the flex wrap property interact? Wrapping is direction is so are you getting confused between the direction and the wrap? So wrapping is how you want to place all the element within the container, how sorted way. Yeah, and the direction is different. The wrapping and the direction, like, are you do you want to create like similarities or differences? You are so direction is how you want to stack the element. Do you want to stack it, all the element, in a single line, or you want to stack in a single row? This is how the direction comes to play. But wrapping is overall element, how you want to position according to different size. So this is where, so according to different kind of utility, you can use both the stuff. Okay, depending on different kind of utility, where you want to use what. Let's say in this particular case also, let's say this particular examples also, if you want to try out the direction along with this. Okay, let's say you want to apply you want to try out the flex directions. Flex direction, let's set it to row or column. This is how it becomes. Due to justified content center, it is center aligned. Okay. And this is if I apply this wrap is applied, na wrap reverse is there, it won't affect much because it, the combination thing, I will come to this. Okay, so this is how it affects. Okay. And if you set it to row reverse, you can see how it is happening. Row reverse, it is flex direction is now row reverse. You can see bottom one first, it goes to top again. If you write column reverse, the last one, this is how it is happening. The last one becomes the first, along with it, it is wrapped and center aligned. Okay, clear now? So what width do you normally give to the parent flex? I have a problem for the responsiveness. So any suggestion, please, sir? I can make response. Yeah, just share. Let me know where we take the Tarun, where you have issues. Just let me know, and I will help you. So, Sachin, I hope your doubt is clear. Yeah, and take Tarun. Just let me share the code. You can share me in the community or LinkedIn or anywhere. Just ask the moderator, and I will get to connect. If or you can ask me the doubt right here, like which part you are, or you can send the link of the GitHub anyway. I can see and see. We can have a look in the class, and we can fix it up. So depending on situation, like you can give the width in percentage, you can give the view according to the viewport height. It varies, but I will tell you, like tomorrow while we'll be doing the project, I'll be telling you where to use what unit, how to use it, and all. You can connect me with the LinkedIn also, no issues. Okay, or you can ask the moderator if you have any doubt. They will help you to connect with me. Okay, the team Let's Upgrade. If you have any doubt, or you can ask in the community section also. All right, or you can connect me with the LinkedIn any way which you feel comfortable. All right, so that's it for today. See you in the next class then. Thank you everyone for being patiently there till the end. See you in next class tomorrow then. Tomorrow class is very important. We'll be doing the project. So that's it for today. Thank you. See you tomorrow.